Yeah, which, quite honestly, I feel like this is a massive win right now.
Yes, I mean, yeah, would we like a watermark on all the stuff? Sure. But I do understand, okay, well, that's a lot more heavy lifting for, like, transcoding wise, I guess, on your end.
Now, what we thought about, and I mean, we used to have this solution, and I don't know, maybe something we could think about introducing in the future is basically create like a transcoding profile.
Okay.
That would be applied to your destinations. So think about it, right? What if you were able to put the watermark on just, this element, and it would feed YouTube, feed Facebook, so it only need to be one transcode that would be sent out to all three, right? So
that's
something
true.
that we're thinking about, from a UI standpoint, we have to do some changing, and that's really been the hesitancy. It's because we know we have to change how that works. Because the reason why we implemented it this way is we've been in situations primarily where there's been one event going to maybe multiple different sponsors, and each sponsor wanted a different.
Oh, yeah,
right?
I see.
So that's why we've done it on a per destination basis, where for you it makes sense to have maybe we could do it on a per group basis, just like how you have a template on a per group basis.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an opportunity to come back and make it on a per group basis. But that
would be cool.
Talk to the guys about that.
Yeah.
But right now, that's why it's individualized that way.
Well, in the meantime, I think YouTube. I think you could just tell YouTube to put your bug down at the bottom right too, through YouTube.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you definitely can. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, I think we are very happy with this. I'm good with this, JD. I don't know about you, but
yeah, I mean, like, is Twitter rocking too?
Yeah, yep. Twitter's going.
And then, wow, this is
now
great.
that I know you got plenty of other, I'm sure, fish to be frying right now.
Yeah, what are you doing today, Rudy?
Yeah, just
hanging out and maybe
so,
have some beer.
Yeah, my question is, when it comes to YouTube, obviously we're doing okay right now. It's streaming on YouTube. My question is there anything in any way to schedule any of these things using Switchboard? Or is it basically, bam, it's pushing the live feed and that's it, end of story? Which, by the way, is totally fine by us. I'm just saying.
Right. So we have in our roadmap to support YouTube events. And frankly, we've been holding off on that just because they're changing their API on how things are being done.
Yeah.
And so that's why we've kind of held off on that.
Okay.
I believe
gotcha.
we definitely, we have support for Facebook events, but the challenge is, and it's the way we implemented it, and this is just, frankly, it can get confusing because an event is tied to the group, and if you have an event tied to one group, and then you have destinations that do not support scheduled events, it can kind of throw things off, right? And so,
gotcha.
So the support's there, but the UI we have to fix and kind of make that a little bit more simpler. So, for all intents and purposes, what we want to do is we want to regroup and add scheduled events for both like Facebook and YouTube, and actually Periscope's going to be introducing that as well pretty soon.
Gotcha.
If they don't have it already.
All right.
What's going on here? I see an error.
Yeah. We're going off of our Wi-Fi right now. It looks like our average bit rate is pretty low. I don't know.
Very low. It's 3.3 kbps. You see that?
And do you think that's what's happening?
That's what it's...
I mean, because...
No, three, fine. I wonder...
YouTube and Facebook are okay.
Yeah, it should have an effect on that.
And, on the status, the broadcast status, you're probably seeing that, but it just says moderate video bitrate droppage. Drop rate is 22-23%.
I don't understand why that's happening. I wonder if it could be the connection to...
Periscope to Twitter?
Periscope, yeah, from from that. What you're using an EpiFan, so I need to check. I'll submit this because I'm curious to see like why that's happening. Because you're using EpiFan, I can't visually tell which ingestion zone you're using, and that could be the reason. But because it's all masked behind the scenes. But this is good.
Okay.
I mean, it's still live. It's not like the stream's dropped.
Right. I see it. I mean, I see it. And then, as an aside, oh yes, look, now it bombed out completely on our preview window. Do you see that on your end, Rudy?
Mm-hmm. It's still there in my preview window.
Oh.
I think it drops every now and then. From what I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, it's working. I mean,
yeah, you've definitely answered the our question of why we're getting the error.
Yeah.
But as far as like,
you guys should be good there.
I mean, pretty much like every location we're gonna go to in the future, we're just gonna request a network drop, a Cat 6 or whatever, and request like maybe 50 up, 50 down or whatever, and we should be fine at that point, right? I mean,
oh heck yeah, for
yeah.
sure. I mean, 10 up, 10 down will be fine, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I think there's a limitation to how much the webcaster can send out as well.
Oh, okay.
So let me ask you, just as an aside, and we'll let you go. But total on a separate topic. How does it work on your end? I mean, do you guys have like a series of servers? You get a signal in from. You guys like have a single source that comes in, and you guys just must have some like fat pipes leaving servers. And how does that?
Yeah, so we essentially have ingestion points throughout the world. I think we have 10 or 12 of them. Our system runs on it's called GCP, which is Google's platform. So like you may have heard like AWS. So GCP is the same.
Is their version of Amazon's? Is that it?
Web services. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And Microsoft has what they call Azure. So we're on GCP, and so we have media clusters where when you send video, we take that video, depending on where you're at, and then we're tied into all the platforms' APIs. So, like for example, you guys are in Kentucky. That's what I want to double check. I want to make sure the webcast is a little different because we're talking to that device differently than we are with like if you had your desktop. You would just choose. I want to stream to we have one in I believe Iowa, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the closest in the Midwest, or maybe Virginia. I'm not sure if that makes sense. But you would choose that, and then once we receive the stream, then we know where to send it based on the destination. So whether it's going to Twitch, whether it's going to YouTube, whether it's going to Facebook, we send it right back out. So yeah, we aren't governed from a data standpoint. We can essentially take in whatever comes in and we send it right back out.
Gotcha.
High bitrate.
That's very cool.
And so like, do you guys? I mean, it's such a weird question to ask, but things good? Get a lot of business?
Because seriously, like people need this. This is awesome.
Yeah, I gotta
Well,
figure.
so here's the thing. It's interesting quick little background on us. We actually started with bigger events because before there was Facebook Live and before there was Instagram Live, our conversations were different because folks, one, didn't know that you could do it, and then two, they were like, well, why would I want to do that? Right?
Yeah, right.
And I think Facebook Live helped people to realize that live video is a thing. Now, granted, they pulled back all their marketing, but that whole year that they did that was fantastic because it educated the world on live video for us.
Right.
And so now the conversation is totally different. So we have the Titans are clients of ours. We have the Eagles. We have the Dolphins. So we have NFL teams that are, when they're doing pregame and postgame shows and any type of content that they're actually producing. So what you'll see the Eagles do is they have pre-produced content, and instead of just putting it on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, they will stream that, as their delivery mechanism out to all three, have the archives there, and it helps from an engagement standpoint because it's hitting the live algorithm versus just being an uploaded algorithm.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's
so for 2020. So for 2020, our goal is more of the sales and marketing. because a lot of our, we're a techie built team, and so a lot of it's just been inbound and word of mouth, and so now we're gonna, start focusing on outbound campaigning and so forth.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I mean, like, as far as, like, the equipment and the procedures and everything, I mean, I used to work for a company that did, one of our clients was NCAA, and we did all of their press conferences throughout, March Madness, women's and men's. So we were all over the place in every arena, and we would, it was more broadcast. So what we would do is have a PSSI satellite truck, there at the venue, and then we would send them our signal. They would push it up to the satellite and fan it out. And then they started doing streaming, and I think it was only YouTube at that point. And I talked to a colleague the other day, and I was like, "Hey, have you heard of this thing called Switchboard Live?" And he was like, "No," and that sounds awesome. And I was telling him about it, and like he was like, "That's exactly what we need." So yeah, I mean,
yeah, please spread the word.
Yeah, absolutely,
sure.
Very cool. Hey, I've got one question for you though, and this might just be like a Facebook thing, but. It's only getting 720 on Facebook. Is that a Facebook thing? Because we know we're doing 1080.
Yep.
Okay.
Facebook only supports 720p right now.
Okay.
And just kind of a fun fact, when you come through Switchboard, you can stream up to 8 hours. If you went directly, I think you can only stream up to 4 hours.
Oh,
okay.
Wow. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That is cool.
Yeah.
We'll have a marathon.
But,
Yeah, we're typically Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, they do allow 1080p. Now, my assumption is it hasn't just rolled out to, like, general availability, because there are some clients that I know that have streamed 1080p, and it will accept 1080p. But I think it's more or less, like, right now, they just stopped it at 720.
Yeah.
But at some point, there probably will be a general availability.
I gotcha.
If you had, like, a partner manager, you would, ask.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
so I mean, we're having no problems with YouTube, Facebook, Twitter is just it's just giving us that warning, and I don't know, because on site when we be doing this, it would just cause some nervous, like, okay, what is going on here, as far as like the warnings and.
Yeah, and part of it is we probably are, like, over-warning you, if that makes sense, and this is something I need to, that's why I want to take back and look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look at that, like, right now it's spitting, like, a full-blown red error, click here.
Yeah. It's because it's the high video drop bit rate. It's probably, whenever it goes above 25%, it probably goes to that red.
Gotcha.
So we need to look at that.
And that is the only one we're transcoding a watermark onto as well. That's the only one. So I don't know if that has to do with it.
So what I've done, I've grabbed this as this. So every time you go live, we like keep track of those sessions. So I grabbed this session and I'm gonna send it and have one of the guys look at it, and so we can kind of figure out what's going on. I think it's just situational right now, but yeah, the session.
This
I
is
gotta figure out why that's happening.
I am still. Just so you know, this is a win, and we're happy with the conversation. Obviously, it figures this put me at ease, even just learning about that watermark, that it looks at it as a separate encode. So that's fine. I know that
we were hoping it was an easy fix.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
yeah.
Oh,
JD kept on saying, "I bet you it's gonna be something really easy." Sure enough, it was. We have an event coming up. A week from tomorrow. Is today Thursday? Yeah, a week from tomorrow that we'll be doing out in Vegas, and then while we're there, they're going to do these things like we're going to go on for 15 minutes, we're going to shut down, then we're going to come back on. So my ultimate, obviously, goal was to do what we just did. We resolved this. So once we have everything set up correctly, we should be able to basically sit down. Have our whatever, that network connection that they're going to feed us. As long as everything's booted up, I mean, our profiles will remain the same, right? Correct? I mean, there's nothing I should.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, you guys aren't producing or doing anything to the stream upstream, like before it hits the webcaster. So there's no type of like like TriCaster or some
No.
other device?
Nope.
You guys aren't using? Okay.
Nope, it's
No.
just the webcaster. Now in the future, they're obviously the one to add on like multi cameras, and so at that point we're looking at a switcher, like an HDMI switcher, and there's a couple I've been looking at, a Roland and a Blackmagic just came out with one, but. I mean, that's the only thing that we would be doing before the webcaster, before it hits the webcaster.
Because then at that point you're doing it, at the switching level, right?
Yeah.
You're adding,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And the switcher
that's
would,
why I was asking.
the switcher would basically doing any resizing or anything internal. So, and then like an audio mixer for multiple microphones, and that'll just go straight into. We've got a Canon C100 Mark II, and that'll just go straight into XLRs of that, and then the audio will be married to the
Switcher.
to the. Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Oh, that's true. Wait,
Yeah.
switcher. Yeah, so the audio would need to go into that switcher. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to keep it synced, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. But no, that's right. You can go through the camera and tell the switcher to follow that camera. Yeah. Gotcha.
So it'll all come in as one source
Yeah.
into the Epiphan, and it'll go to switchboard as one source.
A program feed, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That's it. All right.
Very cool.
Hey, Rudy, thanks.
Yeah, Rudy, you're the man. This is awesome.
It's great.
Not a problem. Thanks
Big-
for your time, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and thank
Please
you.
spread the word and let us know.
Absolutely.
We definitely will.
We'll do, and just
And-
get back to us on what you find about the error messages and whatnot. That would
Yeah,
be cool.
I'm literally doing it in parallel. Got it, buddy.
Very cool.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Rudy.
Have a good one.
Take care. Bye,
See
guys.
ya. Bye. Well.
Jesus,
I'm glad.
I don't give a flying fuck about
Yeah.
the watermark.
Yeah. We can add one on YouTube anyway.
Yeah.
I think we already have one. Maybe.
Yeah, I think there's one that's there, no
I'm not
matter
su-
what.
But it's not a huge deal though.
No.
Like, to get them all to work, that's the big issue.
And I bet you, I'm curious, if you pulled, just bear with me,
Yeah.
if you pulled that watermark off of that,
You think it would
Profile.
totally work? Yeah. I'm gonna stop the
Yeah,
stream because
yeah.
I think he's got everything.